Okay, this video is for Chris with Styl'Harmony. She saw a card that I had done very similar to this technique, the old wood fence technique, and she wanted me to show her how to do it step by step. So here goes. You start with a piece of cardstock, any size you want. I'm using white today. You start with a paintbrush, base coat, top coat, glue, water for your paintbrush, scoreboard, and I like to use Stays-On ink and my heat tool. If you think it's still too bright after you've put the Stays-On on, or you've applied the Stays-On, you can use another ink. I use Studio G, a brown, a dark brown. Sometimes I need it, sometimes I don't. The first step excuse me, is to paint your cardstock, your base coat color. Okay, and then just cover that pretty good. It all depends on what you're doing with the card. I used cream cardstock with mine, so I really wanted to cover up the white. I didn't want there to be too much white showing. It didn't matter once I put the Stays-On, it probably would have covered it up pretty good, but I just didn't want to have any of the white showing. So you have to make sure that once you've done this, that your paint is clean, not clean, dry. Because you're going to want to put this face down on the scoreboard, and you don't want your scoreboard getting all filled with paint. So dry this really good. I like to turn my paper over and dry it from the back too. And then turn it over. Okay, there's some areas in here that you can still see the white kind of faintly. Doesn't matter. We're going to go over with the top coat. But first, you put your glue on. And it all depends on how you want your lines to be. If you want thick lines, you put heavier glue. If you want thin lines, you put a thin layer of glue. So I'm going to put a good layer of glue on this. Okay. And it can be heavier in some parts, that's fine. You just do your paint, or not your paint, your glue. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit more glue on there. And this is just regular 25-cent. I got at Walmart glue. If you don't live in the U.S., I'm sure your craft store or your office supply or your store where you go get good deals has glue on sale around school time, 25 cents, or pretty cheap. Okay, so now I've got my glue on. I'm going to put my, while it's still wet, some areas are thicker than others, I'm going to put my paint. I think I may have used a little bit too much paint, but that's all right. Okay, and then this doesn't have to be solid. This does not have to make it look completely brown. You can kind of skip some areas if you want. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to skip some areas, just kind of haphazardly in the same direction go with my strokes. Okay, so that's what it looks like right now, like a page that got chocolate pudding all over it. So heat this up and you'll see the cracks start to form. If you start to see the glue bubble up, back off with the heat tool, let the bubbles cool, and then bring your heat tool higher. but still putting it on the paper. If you get some on the back, don't worry about it. You're going to glue that up. Tape that up. Okay, so let me, yeah, see some of this right here is not drying. Let me hit the back of it. Okay, so mine started to bubble up a little, so I'm going to let that cool. Just kind of press it down. Don't worry about it ruining the look. It just adds to the ruggedness. Yeah, see, that's still dry. Let me cool that off. Let me hit it from the back. Okay. I think that's dry enough. Nope, right there. If when you're touching it, you move the paint, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It'll be okay. Just let that cool a little bit. Okay. So let's get the scoreboard out. And this. Oops. Okay, so the scoreboard is going to go down. This is going to go face down. I do every 1/2 inch. I'm going to start here since I know I'm going every 1/2 inch. And see, this is why you need the paint to be really dry, because you don't want to get any on your scoreboard. I don't know if you can see the lines there. The sun's shining through. I apologize. Okay, so now this is where the magic happens. Yeah. Okay. Get your StazOn ink, and you're going to go direct to paper, okay? So you're going to start that end and come down. And see where it bubbled up? See how it looks? Don't even worry about it. That's fine. I think it adds to the look. I like that. I like it. All right, and because this StazOn is wet and you don't want to get it all over your project, all over your hands, I just take the heat tool and just dry it. I have the heat tool higher up so it doesn't bubble up the paint. Again, I like to draw the back. And there is the look. And that is how I did this card. The only thing is, this embellishment and this strip of paper cover up most of it, but that's what this is. You can use this on a mail card. This is going to my mother-in-law. So I put a bow and these embellishments by Spellbinders on it, but you can do whatever you want on this one. So, Chris, I hope that helped. If you have any more questions, let me know. I'd be glad to do the tutorial again or answer any questions that you have. Appreciate it. Bye.